Hello, 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 Rise and Thrivers. Welcome to this Monday show, September 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am your host today, Regina Rossi, Lamothe. So before we even begin today's show, I just want to take a moment and send some love, healing vibes to my beautiful sister from another mister, my beautiful business partner, and my co-host, Raquel Stuart. She's under the weather this evening, and so we're just gonna send her lots of love. She will be back with us next week. All we just want you to know why she's not here this evening. All right. So, as Raquel is healing and taking care of herself, you've got me tonight. And before we even get on to what is happening today with our special guest, I want to just quickly do a big plug. This Saturday, September 30th, is the final day of our early bird special where Rise and Thrive together, Raquel and myself, along with Fierce Schneer Coaching, our good friend Patrick Richwood, is going to be hosting our first webinar. That's right, our webinar. We're out to have a 3-hour conversation with you where we're in fall right now, where a lot of us want to let go of those things that get us stuck, right? That are we're just sick of kind of having those same old conversations and the same old routine, right? And we want a way to come up with a fresh approach. We want to break through those limiting beliefs. So come and reach out. It is going to be a phenomenal 3-hour webinar. If you're interested in being a VIP, that is an extra hour. So that's from 10 to 2, where you also will be getting our amazing video recordings where you can keep forever. And then the 1 to 2 o'clock time, you will have this special intimate time with the three of us where we'll just have a great after party, like happy hour, what I call, and we'll be able to really answer a lot of your questions and really, dig in and start doing the work. So we're going to be really focusing on mindset, developing transparent communication, and cultivating an essential community that propels you forward. So make sure that you just easily hit us up at riseandthrivetogether.com/webinar and come and register. The early bird special is going to end this Saturday at 11:59 p.m., both for the VIP and the general admission. Awesome. All right. So that's what I want to get to say to you today. Now, before we go any further, let's just give a big shout out to Kirill, our amazing woman who's behind the scenes that makes all of our beautiful graphics, that handles all of your guys' questions and all these beautiful information that she provides. Thank you, Kirill, for being here. And with no further ado, I am going to share my special guest. I'm blessed to call her a dear friend. We usually talk 2 or 3 times a week, and she's one of my mentors, and she's a phenomenal just human being. So let me share with you about Joanna Tress. So Joanna Tress has been a singer and songwriter, an actress, and a musician since her childhood in New York City area. She currently promotes creative expression in adults. Her one-woman musical theater piece, Precious Gems, was received with rave reviews in Orlando, Florida in March of 2023. And it's currently being developed into a full cast 2-act show. Some of her other career highlights include opening for the pop group Air Supply, singing an original song with Gadsden, Alabama Symphony Orchestra, and starring in a production of the musical Hairspray. Through her company, Mattanna Productions, Joanna and her husband, Matthew, help people enjoy more purpose and satisfaction in life by lovingly supporting them in beautifying the world with their artistic gifts. Their local streaming channel is featuring Orlando news and arts and culture pop, and it's live on the Roku platform, and it's beginning October 1st, guys. So excited to bring that out to you tonight. It is going to start October 1st this Sunday. Joanna speaks about how to liberate the creative or performing artist within and how to thrive mentally and emotionally by staying connected to the curious and playful spirit we naturally exhibit as children. The story of her personal breakthrough is featured in the Amazon best-selling anthology From Pain to Profit. Joanna's immersive and engaging online workshop is called the Mattanna Five-Dimensional Experience, which has brought out the unique creative flair in every participant thus far. She invites you to join in for the fun by visiting her with www.mattanna.org. And here is the creative, the one and only Joanna Tress. Woohoo! Hi, Joanna.
Good evening, Regina. Hey.
Hey. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I just want to share with everybody really that part which I love the best in your bio is about when you're helping people thrive by staying connected to their curious, playful spirit, right? That we naturally exhibit in children. And I have to say, it could not be any more perfect that you are speaking about this tonight, because this weekend I channeled you, Joanna. I've done your Mattanna five-dimensional, beautiful couple of hours, online. And it really did bring out that dormant side, like, mom, singer myself, two entrepreneur businesses, wife, friend, Zumba instructor, all of that. And it all sounds like, woohoo, a lot of fun. But the part that I love, what you said in that bio is about like that natural spirit, that natural joy, that like just there's like nothing in the way. It's just they're having like the best blissful time at that moment. And it's curious and it's playful and it's in all of us. So why I say that is yesterday, Lexi, myself, and Josh had a birthday party outdoors in Florida at this beautiful, like they're called like the play pads, with all the, waterfalls and all of that stuff. It's her best friend, and we're very close to the family who, of the daughter, Onyx, who turned 7. And the weather was supposed to be 20% rain right after the party was over. Okay. And what happened? You had 20 people at this birthday party, all the children, nice and overcast, so we didn't feel so sweaty. And it started pouring rain. And people were like, oh no, because if the thunder and lightning comes, they're gonna, tell us to get out for safety reason. But there was no thunder and lightning in the beginning. And it was raining, and I mean, it was hardcore rain. And I'm just watching my girlfriend getting all flustered and and I was laughing, Joanna. I was like witnessing the children in their ultimate joy, having a blast in the rain. And I started singing. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. And we're like covering stuff. And I literally got everybody together. And I said, take a moment, guys. And I turned everybody's faces, dads and all. And I said, look out there. Look at those children. There were babies with parents up until young, tweens. And it was pouring rain and they were splashing, they were playing with the buckets coming on. And I really thought of you. It was that moment in time where I was like, that's what she's talking about. We get so serious. The decorations, the food, everything's going to get wet. And who cared? Everybody chipped in. The dads were getting the gifts. They were running to the car. We covered the food because we thought ahead of time, and we had the beautiful covers, and we grabbed the kids out to sing happy birthday, and they all shoved the cupcake in their mouth, wet and soggy and all, and it was delicious. And nobody remembered what color were the napkins, what color was the tablecloth. They just had the most extraordinary, joyful, innocent, intentional time, which was celebrating to be with one another. And I have to say thank you, Joanna, because that really came out of that Mattanna five-dimensional experience with you many, many months ago. It was that, who I know, people know I'm self-expressed, hello, but it was that moment in time where I was like, you turn it on to turn it on, like when you're doing a show. And then there's that natural, intuitive curious. And I was so curious. And I just tapped into that inner child that was like, yeah, this is why we're here. None of this matters. Like
That's
none of
right.
it. And it was so great. So I had wanted to say just thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you. I'm so glad that you thought of me in that situation. Your native creative came out and you just wanted to roll with it and have fun.
Yeah. Yes. So let's go. Let's get right into this. We know that this is the last Monday of September, and we've kept on this, topic about, struggle to thriving. And you definitely are somebody who has, personal experiences in this. I mean, an Amazon best-selling, anthology From Pain to Profit. But like what people didn't know is that Joanna and I talked before we got on, and I wanted to have the audience know a little bit about you and like that you and I are not perfect 24/7, that we do this work all the time. This is our commitment to our own whole self well-being, mind, body, and soul, from personal to professional. And I just wanted to, I don't know the story, guys. So this is like hot off the presses about what's happening with you, what you were going through. And then you said, you had a big breakthrough. So I'd love to know that kind of story between struggle to thriving.
Absolutely. Perfect timing. Because when I struggle the most is when I'm confused, when I lack clarity, when I was here and I want to be there and I just don't know exactly how to become the person I need to be to do that, to
Mhm.
accomplish what I want to. And the role of other people in my life, all of these characters in my story that mix things up and keep them confused as well. So really my breakthrough was I spiritually recommitted myself to listen to my conscience that has been trained over the years and that inner voice, that gut feeling that I've been training all these lives with education, divine education. And so many times, because of my personality, I'm sort of impulsive, I want to go for it, this and that. I ignore it. I hear it, but I, oh, but that's okay. But I want to do this because this time it's going to work. This time when I reach out to get the golden ring on the merry-go-round, I'm not going to fall off the horse and break something like before. No, no, no. This time it's going to be different. So, but I recommitted myself to listening to that voice, the wisdom of what I know. Look at, I'm 51 years old. I've been through so much. I've raised 3 children. I have my 11-month-old granddaughter helping me to reflect, and her baby sister's coming in 2 months. So, I do know who I am. Why do I act like I don't? Why do I
Mm,
forget who I am and what my value is and what my worth is?
mm.
And our association, who we choose to surround ourselves with, makes such a huge difference. So am becoming more discerning, and I can see the results. I can see the clarity and the energy that comes as a result of taking control and power and taking a stand for who I'm going to be and who is going to be around me, how I'm showing up for myself as well as others. And I'm just so excited with this new and improved me, right? We're always, looking for a new and improved version and doing the work. So I'm excited about that. I'm feeling so much better. I was in a funk.
Well, let's go a little deeper into that, right? Because that was kind of like the pretty like roses of them all. But like this is real talk, real actions, real results. Many people, when it comes to the word intuition, right? Like, or hey, what my self worth is and my self value, that I hear often, not just from the show, but like, in the business that I'm in and just being around people all the time. So, can we talk a little bit about that? Like, what do you mean about, intuition? What is that, struggle? Like you said, I'm here to hear, and I don't have the clarity of how to get from here to here, and then the overall experience is overwhelm. So can you like not, I mean, you don't have to get into the story, but can you kind of like have us kind of feel that story like I just shared with you about my daughter and my family, like what was happening, what do you do, what are some of, drop those nuggets for us, like what do you do and who do you reach out to, and what those conversations were.
Yes, well, it was attended an event that had the theme exercise patience.
Mm,
And really, it's so important to remember that the illustration of a farmer, right? You cultivate the soil, you plant the seeds, you water it, you make sure it has sunshine, protect it from the pests or whatever. And guess what? You have to wait. You have to wait with a positive attitude. So I was jumping into trying to do certain things with my business and in life with relationships with people, and it, instead of waiting and letting things take a natural organic course, letting that other person, letting them realize things, letting them come to certain conclusions, you see, like, so you're not forcing things. That dynamic of patience gave me a breakthrough. And I also realized, they're patterns. When you see yourself continuing to be in certain situations where you feel you are compromising your principles, your values, your beliefs, because of things like I learned about, my saboteurs, right? The positive intelligence format. I have a strong pleaser in me.
mm,
I will compromise what I know is best for me because I want to please my hyperachiever, because I want to do this. You know me. I want to be fabulous. I'm going to be my best. I'm going to be great, like that. And I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. And, and reaching, so the hyperachiever is one of my saboteurs. And then the stickler, that perfectionism where you want everything to be just so. And then
mm-hmm.
sometimes that analysis paralysis, because it's not going to be perfect. So, you don't see, like, I don't do Facebook Live, so I don't have enough good hair days. I feel like, I don't, or I'm in nana mode with the baby, which is a completely different energy than what I want to portray, so things like that, perfectionism. So those three things, I contrast that though with like the sage powers of empathy for the people I'm dealing with, a
Mm,
spirit of curiosity to learn and explore. Well, what's at the root of all of this? Let's dig deeper. The innovation, creative, fresh ways, approaches to being the person I want to be and doing what I want to do. The navigation, the principles, the values, which is really love. And the definition of love is patient and kind. If
mm.
I could just remember love, patience, and kindness, that takes me such a long way. And then that activation energy, that, so the sage powers with those positive, good things, with that foundation of love, of truth, of just being true to what is right and wrong as I know it. You see, that's what gives me that strength that and keeps me well rooted and grounded. And when I deviate from that, I have confusion, which leads to depression, which leads to inaction. And it's not helping anyone.
Mm.
There are amazing things that I want to accomplish, and I've got to have the right energy by being true to myself and my values, and make sure my surroundings and the group of people I find myself in reflects that.
Love it. That's a big part of what Raquel has been really sharing a lot this month, which is, what has us propel forward is that why. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. Is word of the truth is like one of those um, little mysteries. Is your why, right? Like it's your own why that drives you forward. And you said something really powerful, like, which is that patience. And Kate Phillips, we want to say thanks for being here. Kate is another wonderful friend of both Joanna and mine, and a good mentor as well. Brilliant, brilliant woman. Get to know Kate. Kate, we want you on the show soon. But she says, LOL, never ask for patience. Right. So when you hear that, right, when you hear like never ask for patience, what does that show up for you? Because she's laughing. I have my own interpretation, but I'm curious what that means to you when you hear that, Joanna. Like never ask for patience.
Right. I think that I think we should expect it. And when we have the feeling that I deserve that patience and it's going to come with me, and whether the other person is patient with me or not, I'm going to be patient with myself, and I'm going to be
Mm,
patient in the situation. So the patience, whatever support that I need, it's not contingent upon the other person, because I'm going to make sure that I have what I need to thrive in this situation, whether they give it to me or not. That's how I see
absolutely.
it. Just
I love it.
quiet
No, it's beautiful because it's a within, right? The way I read it, which is like we're asking for something outside of us.
Yeah.
And when we feel like we don't have that control, right? That control of the situation or someone else, all we can do is stop and really like monitor and our own feelings, emotions, and stop, and then just check in with ourselves. And it's within the love then comes out, the patient comes out. But it's those things that a lot of people struggle with, right? Like, what is self love? What is self care? If I'm not feeling, like you said, loving, if I'm not feeling very, caring, if I'm not feeling very patient, and I don't know the answer from how to get from here to here, it's that struggle. It's that struggle. And then the overwhelm comes, and then the confusion comes, frustration, and then like you said, you go down this kind of rabbit hole where then the depression can come in and you can withdraw. Tell us a little bit about your community, and tell us about like what holds you accountable. You and I talk about, Joanna and I, at times have spoken 2 or 3 times a week, and then there are weeks that we meet weekly on a different call, on a different leadership call, that we're part of another a community that's out to really empower people and empower us to be the leaders that we want to be in our business and our personal life. So I always get the pleasure of seeing her just about once a week. But like, what else do you have that really has you, go from the struggle to thriving, that kind of keeps you in the mode? Because you said, I spoke to a coach, and, I spoke to someone, and I know you're very particular, and that's about cultivating communities, being very, I would say, intentional, ones that really connect to your heart, right? I feel you, Johnny. Ones that connect to your heart, um, ones that truly really connect to the values and the belief systems that you have, and that also help us expand, right? Like, we may not be on the same plane all the time, but they help us expand and see different perspectives and give us like that challenge and help us in our creative way of like a fun puzzle for me, so it's like, ooh, that might fit here, but it doesn't. I'm struggling with that. But having Joanna as a soundboard, she'll give me a different perspective. And then all of a sudden, that puzzle piece, I try a different technique, a different thing, and all of a sudden it fits in. So tell me about your communities and what really works for you.
It will. And I also it's also setting boundaries. So
Mm,
creating boundaries, and even sometimes compartmentalizing things. So this is a situation, I'm going to show up this way in this situation because that's what serves everyone better. But then here's with my business, I'm going to show up this way. With my relationship with my husband, this way. And I think the clarity defining the roles and who I'm going to be, and also the boundaries to not have let someone shake that or compromise or have me bend, that was important. And I want to give a shout out to Johnny Regan from the Global Vision Conference,
yes.
because when we had my vision call, and he helped me to see, Joanna, you are a star maker. My creative experience, it can fit everyone, but for people to work with me and for me to give them that one-on-one and develop and create a project within 6 weeks, and that daily contact, and this the whole program. Because yeah, Joanna, that price that you have, yes, that's the level of people that you should be working with. And I'm working on attracting. See, who can I be to attract that type of client? Who do I need to be to get the gigs, to show up so I can perform and things like so. I mean, really, and then I had the exercise patience convention just a couple of days after speaking to him, and I was just poured into. I just ooh got so I just that vision and that and that me, yes, knowing our worth and knowing who we are is so important. So I have multiple communities. You and I, of course, we've got our leadership where we're going to be showing up and shining and helping, facilitating. I've got the Laws of Life community with Blanca. I love, the networking summit talk show, the Connections of Positive. I lead a group in Central Florida of entrepreneurs, and that's the Amplifying Networking group. Of course, our beloved Tracy, Tracy's Total Wellness community. I love the mindfulness, the intentionality, the about that. I love her guided meditations and things. I have, of course, I do a volunteer ministry, and I've got my family, my faith family, supports me and helps me make those goals. So it's a number of different ones, and I'm able to grow into having it fit like that puzzle you're talking about. I see where everything is coming together and fitting. And there's so many mentors. I want to give a shout out to Dynzina Mobley with her Go VIP
Yes.
business incubator that I participated in along the way. Even Kate Phillips with her amazing Money Matters, Nancy Abramson's. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm just saying that it finally is coming together, Regina, where I'm aligned, where I'm finding people, and then there are people, certain individuals not necessarily serving me well. And it's like, I don't unfriend anybody or necessarily, maybe just a healthy distance. I'm here, you're there, I love you. Okay. We don't have to necessarily interact, regularly or intimately. But I would just say that I've just come to that point where I'm being discerning about who I choose to spend my time with, and just feeding on the positive things that are good, that are healthy for
I
me,
love it.
mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Well, we only got a couple of minutes left. So, one, I'm just so blessed to hear. What I want to remind all the viewers out there that, Joanna mentioned a bunch of names, and the only way that we're going to talk about being able to rise and thrive together is the fact that who are you, being in communication with. And so she's gone through a huge journey. We've only not known each other for the past 3 years, but she's been through her journey. I'm continuing to go through my journey. But you notice she can throw out at least 10 names, 10 names. 10 names from all different communities, but we're all connected. We all know each other through those communities. So it starts with knowing someone, speaking to someone, tipping their toe into that community. So let's talk about the one extraordinary community. We got a couple of minutes left about the Mattanna 5-dimensional experience community. So why don't you just share a little bit about that and when your next upcoming play workshop is?
Yes, yes. And so the thrilling third Thursday of October, the 19th, that's our next one. And this is a chance for us to boost the positive energy and tap into our imaginations. Too many adults don't let their imagination go wild with the creative, original things. They can think about ways to hustle and make money, but that's not the same thing as being that free person and contributing to beauty of the world, uplifting people. So that's what we're going to tap into. I've got some videos to share and fun things, no slides anymore, just a creative conversation, activities that boost the energy, and people just have a great time. It's different every time. We have music, we have movement, and we're going to have a blast.
So tell them where they can reach out to you. I know it's been scrolling across, but come and tell them again, how can they reach out to them so they can find out about this amazing Thursday, October 19th coming up?
Yes. Okay. Well, Mattanna, Mattana 5DX. That's my Facebook page. Joanna Tress, my personal page is on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram as well. And I don't mind you having my phone number 407-577-5413. Go ahead, send me a text. If you text the word event, boom, I'm going to get in touch with you and I'll give you the free Zoom credentials so you can just join in the fun. Because again, in community, in a safe place, a judgment-free zone, you can let your hair down, loosen up, and have some fun. Yes, come on. We need
Yes, everybody. I love it. We want to give a shout out to Dizina, who she said, yay for adult playtime. Absolutely. So, guys, we have a plethora of opportunities for you to come and join in community, right? So we're here at Rise and Thrive Together, mattanna.org, and we've got the Global Vision Conference. But I just want to thank you, Joanna, for being here this evening. It was so much fun. And remember, guys, it's better when we rise and thrive together.